100 million red crabs marching out of the jungle toward the sea, a crimson tsunami that can only be witnessed once in a lifetime. Are you ready to see the ground tremble beneath your feet, or the ocean itself come alive, as billions of sardines flee beneath sharks and whales? Nature holds moments so magnificent. Entire populations explode in unison, creating phenomena so vast and breathtaking that the whole planet stops to watch. As mighty as storms, as dazzling as festivals, and as epic as legends. In this video, you'll join World Mystery Wonders as we explore the most spectacular animal gatherings on Earth, where instinct, intelligence, and the fight for survival merge into living symphonies beyond imagination. Christmas Island Red Crab, the great scarlet march of nature. In the heart of the Indian Ocean lies a small island barely 140 square kilometers in size. Yet, once a year, it becomes the stage for one of the most breathtaking migrations on Earth. This is when between 40 and 100 million red crabs, Gecarcoidea natalis, simultaneously emerge from the rainforest and begin their fated journey to the sea. No sirens, no signals, just instinct. Triggered by the island's first heavy rains and the final quarter moon, the crabs awaken from underground. The earth trembles under the synchronized footsteps of millions of crimson bodies, crawling through grass, across roads, over rocky slopes, sidewalks, staircases, even through backyards and bathrooms. The island turns red. Male crabs lead the charge, arriving at the coastline to dig burrows in the sand. Days later, the females follow. They mate and retreat into the burrows, carrying eggs for 2 weeks. Then, on a dawn tide perfectly timed with the moon, they emerge and release millions of eggs into the surf. Within hours, the water gleams with life. The eggs hatch into tiny larvae, drifting into the sea, like seeds cast into the blue, entrusted to the ocean's care. 3 to 4 weeks later, millions of baby crabs, each smaller than a fingernail, crawl out of the shallows and begin the journey back to the forest. No one teaches them. Guided only by instinct, they retrace a path they've never taken, as if something inside them remembers. The entire island pauses for this marvel. Roads close. Bridges, tunnels, and fences are erected to protect the migration. Locals are unfazed when crabs wander into homes, skitter under tables, or clamber over shoes. It's simply crab season. And when it ends, the forest falls silent again. But beneath the leaf litter, in tunnels and crevices, millions more are growing, waiting for another rain, another moon, another chance to carry forward the Scarlet Symphony of nature. South Africa's Sardine Run, when the ocean breathes alive. Each year, as the southern hemisphere enters its early winter, the ocean along KwaZulu-Natal's coast begins to stir. Not with waves, but with life. Billions of sardines, Sardinops sagax, stream through the clear, cool waters, forming a shimmering silver ribbon that winds along the shoreline. They don't come to stay. They come to ignite the sea. When temperatures drop below 21 degrees Celsius and the light softens, sardines from offshore gather in massive shoals. One school can stretch 7 kilometers long, 1.5 kilometers wide, and dive 30 meters deep, becoming a moving spectacle, a pulse of silver in the blue. But the moment they tighten into a bait ball, nature calls in the storm. Thousands of dolphins herd the sardines into tighter orbs. Then sharks arrive, bronze whalers, bulls, hammerheads, soon joined by whales, gannets, penguins, and cormorants, diving like torpedoes. What follows is not chaos, but choreography. The sea explodes in froth and shadow, in bursts of speed and silence, a swirling feast of tooth, beak, and instinct. And yet, the sardine run is not just about the hunt, it's the heartbeat of the ocean. Every year, it releases an estimated 96,000 tons of organic nitrogen into coastal waters, feeding plankton, algae, and all that feeds upon them. Without it, the ocean's food chain would shudder and its rhythm would fade. Locals await the run like a natural festival. Tourists, divers, and filmmakers travel from around the world to witness this oceanic miracle. Fishermen cast their nets with reverence, and the entire coast seems to shimmer with liquid movement. But as ocean temperatures rise and currents shift, the sardine run grows less predictable. Numbers have dwindled in recent years, putting this ancient ritual and the creatures who depend on it at risk. It is a gentle warning. This marvel of motion, this breath of the sea, must be protected before it vanishes into memory. Bracken Cave, the largest bat colony on Earth. On the plains of Texas, just outside San Antonio, lies a seemingly quiet cave that holds one of nature's greatest spectacles, Bracken Cave, home to 15 to 20 million Mexican free-tailed bats, Tadarida brasiliensis. This isn't just a bat roost, it's the largest known congregation of mammals on the planet. Each spring, millions of pregnant females migrate from Mexico to this cave to give birth. Remarkably, each female gives birth to only one pup per year. Yet the colony nearly doubles in size, reaching up to 30 to 40 million individuals. Pups cluster so densely, up to 500 per square foot of cave ceiling, that their combined body heat keeps the cave at a stable 100 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. At dusk, nature puts on a show that even radar satellites can detect. For over 4 hours, the bats erupt in a swirling black vortex, up to 50,000 bats per minute, forming a living tornado in the sky. They can reach altitudes of 3,300 meters and fly at speeds up to 160 kilometers per hour, 100 miles per hour, making them among the fastest flying animals on Earth. Each bat consumes nearly 60% of its body weight in insects per night. As a colony, that's about 140 tons of pests, including crop-damaging moths and beetles, saving Texas agriculture millions of dollars annually. Do they bother the locals? Surprisingly, no. In fact, many residents welcome the bats, watching them fly over their backyards, pools, and farms each night. Though the cave's guano-rich air can be pungent, the bats are so valued that ecotourism tours sell out months in advance, drawing thousands of visitors every summer. But climate change is shifting the balance. Recent studies show bats are arriving nearly 2 weeks earlier than in the 1990s, possibly disrupting their delicate synchronicity with insect populations and raising concerns about ecosystem timing and disease dynamics. Bracken Cave isn't just a hole in the ground, it's a cathedral of life, where millions of tiny wings write a symphony in the dusk sky. Proof that the greatest forces in nature don't roar alone, they gather and rise together. Arctic reindeer migration, the endless white journey. In the frozen expanse of the Arctic, there exists a living river, not of water, but of hundreds of thousands, even millions of reindeer, Rangifer tarandus, moving as one. With annual journeys reaching up to 4,400 kilometers, it is considered the longest land migration of any mammal on Earth. One of the most iconic herds, the porcupine caribou herd, consists of about 218,000 individuals, traveling across Alaska and Canada from the taiga forests to the Beaufort Sea coast each spring to calve. Decades ago, the Taimyr herd in Siberia numbered up to 1 million. But today, porcupine remains the focal point, co-managed by governments and indigenous peoples like the Gwich'in. Each year, pregnant females give birth almost simultaneously, over just a few weeks on the remote Arctic coastal plain. Despite a calf mortality rate of around 25%, this synchronized birth strategy overwhelms predators like wolves and golden eagles, increasing the odds of survival for the majority. Reindeer are born ready to run. Calves can walk within 90 minutes of birth and follow the herd across snow, rivers, and rocky tundra just days later. Their hollow hair traps heat, and their specialized circulation helps them move with ease across ice and sub-zero terrain. Some can even swim across large lakes when needed. The impact of this migration is vast, culturally and ecologically. It sustains northern indigenous communities who depend on reindeer for food, clothing, and spiritual traditions. Yet, this ancient rhythm is under threat. Global reindeer populations have declined by more than 65% in the past 30 years due to climate shifts, habitat loss, and industrial encroachment. Research shows the migration distance has shortened by up to 8 kilometers per decade, and warming temperatures are desynchronizing birth timing with the growth of nutritious spring plants, a disruption that could ripple across the food web. The Arctic reindeer migration is more than a journey. It is a moving monument of instinct, resilience, and interconnection. Across shifting ice, borders, and time, they remind us that survival isn't just about speed or strength. It's about moving forward together, no matter the cold. Sandhill cranes on the Platte, a sky of wings over Nebraska. As winter slowly retreats and silver mist still clings to the wide-open prairies of Nebraska, a strange sound echoes across the horizon. Not human, not wind, but something older. A hoarse, rolling call that feels like it's rising from the earth itself. That's when the Sandhill cranes begin to arrive at the Platte River. Not in hundreds, but in the hundreds of thousands, forming a living wave of wings that flows along more than 100 kilometers of riverbank. At its peak, the sky is no longer sky. It becomes feathers, movement, life. Sandhill cranes are one of Earth's oldest living bird species. Fossil records show they've flown over this same region for more than 2 million years. But what makes them unforgettable isn't just their endurance, it's their elegance. As the first rays of sunlight touch the river, crane pairs begin to dance, bowing, leaping, stretching their wings in slow, sacred rhythm. It's how they court, how they bond, how they speak without sound. At night, they stand together in the river's shallow waters, shoulder to shoulder, conserving warmth and sharing breath. By day, they scatter across cornfields, feasting in silence to gain the strength they'll need to continue north. Some all the way to Canada, others to the Arctic plains of Siberia. People say if there is one place on Earth where you can truly witness devotion, migration, and quiet majesty, it is here, on the Platte, in early spring. And when you stand among them, surrounded by the soft wingbeats and ancient calls of a species that has seen the world rise and fall, you'll feel small, yes, but not alone. Because sometimes, the most breathtaking moments aren't made of noise, but of wings passing silently through the morning light. We've just witnessed some of the most awe-inspiring moments nature can create, not through force, but through extraordinary gatherings. If you were as amazed as we were, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the next mysteries of our planet.